So if you've got an iPad mini and you've got kids, or you go rough on your iPad mini, dropping it often, or you think you're going to drop it often, or maybe you don't want to worry too much about it when throwing it in a backpack or something like that, the Gumdrop Cases Drop Tech series is the way to go. And I will tell you right now, I use this case personally on my iPads that my kids use, and they have dropped their iPads numerous times, and the iPads are absolutely fine, and the case itself has withstanded the test of time. A year later, they're still going strong. So this is basically the Drop Tech series for the iPad mini, and I'm going to do this in reverse because it's not a difficult case to put on, but it does take a little bit of patience and time. Now, here's the box that it ships in, and this is a two-part case where you've got some real heavy-duty silicone material here, and then an inner polycarbonate shell with an integrated screen shield. Now, this is not a weatherproof case, so you're not going to go dunking this in water and expecting it to survive. But let's take a look at it up close. You do have coverage on your home button. It is extremely responsive to the touch. There's no issue there. As we take a look along the side, there are your volume buttons. Those are covered up, but very responsive. Let me go ahead and unlock my device here, and I'll show you what I mean. No problem. Real nice tactile feel to it. Same thing with up along the top here. You can see we've got coverage for your sleep awake or your power button, and that's also very responsive, nice tactile feel to it. You've got coverage over your rotation lock. Peel that away, and you can get to that no problem. Also up along the top, you're going to have a cutout for your mic, and then your headphone jack is covered up. You can pull that away to reveal the port, and if you've got an oversized connector, you might run into some issues there, but otherwise it really shouldn't be an issue at all. Side is all covered up. Down below, you can see what this is going to look like. You've got your cutouts for your speakers. No problem there. You can pull it away to gain access to the lightning connector so you can plug in a charging cable. You're not going to go docking this, mind you. And then along the back side, there's your Gumdrop branding or your logo there, kind of a tire tread sort of look to it, but it adds some grip and definitely some protection here. And then there is your camera cutout. This particular model does not have a membrane over it, so if you put your finger in there, you're going to get fingerprints on the camera. Just wipe it down, no problem. That sits pretty flush. You still don't want to get crumbs or dust or debris in there, and if you do, you're probably going to want to take this case off, clean it out, and then pop it back on. So it's not dust proof in that regard. Forgot to mention, right above that power button, there is a logo to indicate the power. And then it's got an integrated screen shield on this. There is a cutout there where the camera and the light sensor is. And you really don't get a rainbow effect with this one at all, and it is very responsive to the touch. Yeah, it is going to feel a little bit different. When you tap it, you can kind of feel very, very small gap between the screen and this material. I mean, it is minuscule, but this is very responsive to the touch. There's no problem pressing these, tapping into them. Mistaps are not an issue whatsoever, and it's really, really good in that regard. This is great for drops. Again, I'm going to tell you, my kids use this. I swear by it. It is a great case to serve the purpose of keeping your iPad intact or your iPad mini intact when it drops. Now let me go ahead and peel this away so I can show you what it looks like. And it just sits in. Notice there's these little grooves here. Well, the silicone has kind of indentations, or not indentations, but protrusions here. They're going to plug right into those areas on the actual case itself and keep it in place. And you just peel it away. Take your time. Don't go ripping this thing off. I'm not so concerned about the silicone ripping, but it could if you use excessive force. Now, I took that off. This is what that silicone is going to look like. Real heavy duty, so great level of protection there. And then here is the interior shell, and it does cover part of the iPad on the back. But it's really not an issue because that silicone is very protective, and this also snaps into place so it doesn't fall out. If you pull this away on the corners, and mind you, I'm kind of doing this at an angle, so I am at a bit of a disadvantage, but if you pull it away at the corners here, you can get it to just snap out. And then what you're going to do is slide it right out of place like you see me doing there. I will recommend this case to anyone who, again, is going to be dropping their iPad. I know you kind of don't sit around and say, yeah, I think I'm going to drop my iPad today. But a lot of people ask me, what's a good kid-friendly case? This is it. It's the Drop Tech series. It's for the iPad mini. I also recommend it on the iPad 2, 3, and 4. It gets my perfect 5 out of 5. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, as always, please feel free to let me know. Better yet, hit me up on Twitter for a quicker response. That's @Metagamers, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody, and have fun.